Good. Okay. All right. And then we'll take these fires of transformation. As I've been saying, you know, I'm lighting candles during the day, and maybe you are as well. And because this is this time to really remind ourselves, even though everything we're doing is a reminder that things are moving in one direction, whatever it is, moving forward just to a new normal. And, you know, just as the yogi, you never know what you're going to get with life. You never know what you're going to get when you come to one of my classes. But that is the practice of life, the dance of life. Is this going? I can't tell. Maybe not. That's okay. Okay, awesome. Hey, Linda. See you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, guys. So I'll just go over our little, let me just check the time. Yeah, okay. So grab, if you have a bolster, if you have a block, if you have blankets, many blankets make for very nice. So if you don't have bolster or block, then grab many more blankets. And you know, it's funny, I have like this pile that after class I just kind of pick up and put, and then just pick up this pile and bring it back. And so hopefully you probably have that too in your own spaces. Okay, before you came into this room, I chose one of my little, this is also my goddess deck, but this one is just beautiful little reminders. So this one, I chose this one first, and I just felt like it really resonated. And it says, every experience has something to offer you. Oh, that must be why I was talking about that. What's being offered right now? Every experience has something to offer you, and what's being offered to you right now. Yes, okay. And then I'm just gonna pick from my Mythical Goddess Yoga, Mythical Goddess Tarot deck. Feel in. Receive whatever messages. Okay, so we have the fire card. Oh, I can't really see it. Let's see if I can get close. And this is the Ace card of illumination. And so this goddess, you can see, lit up with that downward facing triangle right at the third eye. Crown chakra illuminated. Yeah, I can hold it up. There she is, emanating from her eyes, from her temple space. You know, like I was saying in class the other day, all the names of your anatomy, when you start to listen to them, it's like, wow, okay. You know, the arch of the foot. When we think about like the Roman columns, you know, in ancient Egypt, the archway was like, if you think about how they did that, right? It's like, you look at that, how did they do that? Make all the rocks support each other. Just like the bones in your foot, the arch in your foot, your temple space, you know, your temple space and the crown of your head. So as I'm, you know, all of us are not going to get, I mean, I don't color my hair yet, or no, I'm not going to, but even if you do, it's totally fine. But here we are, our grays, our silvers are coming in, and it is your crown. So just to embrace that which is. And great, okay. So we'll just start sitting, and you can sit on your bolster, on your blanket, any way that feels nice. And I'm gonna sit in Virasana, because that feels nice for me. And you sit in any way that feels good. And then we're just gonna welcome ourselves here in this very simple mudra. Take your, this is my left hand, even though it's opposite you. Take your left hand, lay the right hand in. And and then close your eyes. We'll just be here for a moment. And you're not gonna have to open your eyes. I'll just talk you through this. Just feel the left hand holding the right, just so simple. And feeling that this could almost be a container in your hands. You know, it could hold water or air, energy. And dropping into your breath. So you start to connect to the flow of your breath, inviting the inside out and the outside in. And then feeling deeply into your own container. as you invite the breath in and fill yourself up. And you release the breath and you empty. Just feeling that. And then we've been opening class with this water blessing. We're just going to take that here. If you're out somewhere you don't have a drink, then imagining that what's pooling in your open palm is that which you invite in. You know, in your hand, you can hold all you need, your love, your presence, your calm energies. And then just bowing your head slightly down. And imagining yourself maybe, you know, in the presence of, I'm going to say your divine self, but you can change that to whatever you need it to be. As if you are here, you know, just offering up what is inside of you, what you bring to the mat today. And then we're going to lift the right hand up, and it's just going to come up. It's going to come over your head, just like you're pouring this over yourself, and just finding a way to kind of smooth it out behind you and bring your hand back down. And this time as it comes down, it's going to go underneath the left. And then you'll take a full breath in and out. Fill up the pool of your hand with your loving kindness, compassionate love. If you don't feel that, just smile. And then lifting the left hand up and just doing the same thing, just feeling like you're just washing this over you. And then you'll bring the left hand down to cup the right. Pause here. Smile, imagine, fill it up. Maybe it has a color for you, whatever it is. And then just do this, you know, one more time on each side. Just feel yourself, you know, just embracing your own energetic space. And to honor yourself as you are right now, perfect in your imperfection, that you are part of this, you know, spiraling out. You are constantly changing and growing, expanding. Just resting in your stillness here. With the hands cupped as they are, just touch the tips of the thumbs together. And just pause here in your breath and your presence. Notice any tension, back of your eyes, shoulders. It's almost like you're just checking in. Really dropping your inner gaze, maybe to your hands or to your heart. Smiling is a way to relax your temple space, your third eye space. Invite in this playfulness that is the yoga practice. And then pressing your thumbs together as you inhale, bring the hands right together into Anjali Mudra at your heart. And the thumbs can touch into that space, into your chest. Lengthen yourself as you inhale, like you realign. And exhale, bow your chin with great reverence, loving, honoring for all that is. Just feeling your presence here in your stillness amid the chaos. And this great reminder that this time of introspection and quiet reflection is so, so important. You know, this reflection of what's happening in the world right now. Slow down. Just pause here. I'm going to stop talking. Just be in your breath, in your reverence. And then inhale. And as you exhale, just bow down one more time. Let your hands open like a book, with your eyes can stay closed. And just imagine yourself just here, sitting in front of your higher self, a divine light, whatever whatever speaks to you, divine love, the goddess, Jesus, whatever it is, that you are here in this presence, just offering yourself. And then as you inhale, you're going to take your hands down as if you're scooping something. Bring it up over your head with both your hands. And this time, let the hands slide down over your face, the front of your body. Bring the palms together. This great offering of awareness. And as you inhale, lengthen yourself tall. Bring the breath all the way up. Hold it there. Soften your shoulders. Smile. Be here. And then exhale, release your breath. Inhale fully. Fill yourself up, this container, and then draw your belly in and up. Lift up from the earth. Soften your shoulders. Take in more air. Fill yourself. Smile. And exhale. Take a normal breath. Feel your container opening, and we'll do that one more time. Nice full inhale. Pause here, lift up from the earth, lift your belly, draw down energy from your head, take in more air. And then find this place where you can pull down and lift up right to your heart center, take in more air. And then we'll pause and maybe one more time, more air. And then exhale. Take a normal breath in and out. And we invite in this mantra of love. We invite in our voices for inner vibrations, for waking ourselves up, for sending it out. So we'll chant love 3 times, and we're just going to go one after the other. And I'll just say this, hands together for number 1. Maybe they cross at your heart for number 2, and number 3, you offer it out. So palms out. So beginning, inhale. Love. And then just allow your hands to rest on your thighs, palms down, bow your chin, be in your grounding place. And drop in. I'm just going to walk the hands forward, take a little forward fold here. So just however you're sitting, just allow this, like your hands on the earth, your head dropping. Now your eyes close and your breath be present. And just feel yourself releasing and grounding here. And I'm just going to take 2 more breaths, be here, whatever that is. But let each breath count. You feel it fill you up and you feel it release. And then as you finish your second exhalation, then start to walk yourself back as you inhale. And then we're going to take a downward dog. It's just this great pose to get the head below the heart. So take your time, move slowly. If you were in class with me yesterday, you can even incorporate this idea of transitioning really slowly into these poses. And then once you're in your dog, whatever that is for you, feel that. If it's too much for the wrists, you can do it on the forearms. If it's too much, come down to your hands and knees. But just feel the head release. And then anchoring into your stability, your structure. The hands and the feet, so the heart can just release, head can release. Okay, feel into whatever's talking to you. Yeah, I see you. Okay, if you need to come down, come down. Otherwise, stay here, just past the, where you're like, oh, I want to come down. Stay for another 2 breaths. Anchor in. Release your head. And then you can bring your knees to the floor. Maybe you do that really slowly. Then we'll move into child's pose. If you have your bolster, you want to tuck that between your legs here, you can do that. And then bring yourself down. Maybe if you're using a prop, your hands will go underneath. Otherwise, support your head in some way. If you're using a bolster, you're probably going to turn your head. And then just release into this. Okay. Notice what's talking to you. If you need to adjust, adjust. But if you can be in a little bit of discomfort and melt in, then maybe that's the practice today. It's okay. Okay, if you're using a bolster, you have your head turned one way, then just lift your head now and turn it the other way. Otherwise, be here. Notice if you're clenching your glutes, and maybe you can let that go. And if you can release that, you might even feel your glute area breathing. Notice any tension in your heart space, melt that. Good. And then just really coming into your final few breaths, melt yourself. Good. Okay, we're going to come up to hands and knees for cat-cow. And so if you know that being on your knees isn't happy for you, then you can do this on your back. It's not quite the same, but you're just going to find a way to arch your back. So if you're okay here, tuck your toes under, support your knees. And round up, press your back up to the sky, drop your chin. Maybe you inhale. And then as you exhale, you can reverse. Melt your belly. Yes. So just this noticing, how this feels and any part of you that's talking. You feel this flexion of your spine in both directions. And feel the arms come in. And yes. That's it. Just being with your breath here and this action. I'm going to add the eyes. So as you drop your belly and you look up, lift your eyeballs up as high as you can. And then as you come down, maybe you close your eyes and as if you're looking into your own heart. So you drop the belly, your eyes can be closed, or you just look up. You can look up with the eyes closed, but just as you curl in, you look into your own heart. Just do that a few times. Good. Oh, so nice. Good. Okay, we're going to come back into child's pose, and I'm going to keep the toes tucked under this time. It's a little bit different. And bring the hips. You might just bring your forearms down. That might be easier for you. Or you might bring your forehead all the way down. If it's no good with your toes tucked under, put your feet flat. But there's something to just opening the feet in this simple way. Feel into your back. If your knees want to widen, do that. And let's breathe into your back space. Good. Okay, I'm going to take it up to a forward fold. This is our only standing pose for this practice, in case you're getting nervous. Walk your hands back, and with your toes tucked under, just lift up and, walk your feet wider if you need to. Grab the wall if you need to, or your couch, your block, if you have it. Okay. And then just drop in. You can bend your knees. I want you to just let this be like a back release forward fold. So bend your knees, maybe sway if that works. And okay, and then just as you are here, You're just going to take your right arm and reach it as far forward as you can. And then just shift your weight to the right, just to get a little stretch through the right side. And you can drop your head. You can, you might have your right knee more bent than the left. And then just switch. Bring the right hand in, extend the left, and just shift over to the left side. And then we can do that one more time each side, but maybe you reach the right arm forward and over to the left this time. Good. And then switch, so the left arm will come up and then over to the right. Good. And then we're going to come to center. Everyone's going to bend your knees. Take your forearms to your thighs, bring your hands to touch, and then sit down more in your legs. Okay, then I take the forearms on the thighs and I just push back. I'll just do it. And then I lengthen myself over and just kind of melt here. And then I can sit down more in my legs. This is a bit of cat pose, but I feel like a really nice opening in my back when I do this. Hopefully you do too. And take one more breath. And then you can release your hands to the floor. We're going to walk forward to downward facing dog. And then we can be here for a breath or two. And then we'll come down to our knees and sit for a moment. Good. So you be wherever you are. Just take a moment, sit, feel. And then we're going to set up for our first pose. Okay, so if you, take your time. You breathe and be here. I'm listening to Heart's energies like, yeah. So you take your time. If you don't have any of this, you're just going to create this with your blankets. And that might just be like you roll them, you make a whole bunch of rolls. And then just kind of pile it up. So if you don't have a bolster, you just make a whole bunch of blanket rolls and kind of create this kind of a shape. You're going to figure it out. I'm going to trust you. You got this. Then you're going to take a little something for your head. Okay, and then you're going to have a blanket on each side of you so that you can put your knees on it or your hands on it. So you can just pull them over. Good. And then maybe another blanket to cover yourself. So you can have these.
Oh, thank you. I was going to put this on my head.
Yeah. Good.
I'll take that to cover me.
And then for beside your. Good. Okay. So then once you have that set up, then we're just going to sit on the floor so that when you lie back, this kind of comes into the sacrum, your sacred space on your back. And then you'll adjust. If you need a little support under your hips, put that. Or shift yourself forward. Maybe the edge comes up, to the bottom of your ribs. And then you have these blankets. And you can move them up to support your arms if you need to. You can stretch your legs out or you can keep them bent. If they're bent, maybe you widen your feet, bring the knees together. And then once you're in it, my friends, you take your time. You get in it and you're like, my heart feels like it's sinking. So I need to support my heart. So maybe that's another blanket underneath or another block. Maybe the block would go underneath your bolster and the blanket would go on top. Yeah, good. So honor what you need and cover yourself up. If you're wearing a hat or a headband, and cover your eyes or bring your eye pillow in. Okay, taking the time to create these supports in these places is already the pose. You're already entering in. So take your time. Okay, you can put those blankets underneath your knees. Good. Okay. So as you come in, see what you need. If you need to put your blanket underneath your heels, that would be better. If you want to go to Baddha Konasana right away, heart's going in right away. So the soles of the feet are together and the knees could be open. They can be supported with your blankets. Okay, nothing pulling. So that once you're in it, maybe you feel a little stretching at the under, at the front of the arms. That's okay. But if it's too much, put a blanket underneath your arms. Yes. And so I set a support under your head. Now you're going to check in with yourself that your forehead is higher than your chin. If that's not happening, make it so. So that you can drop in. So your inner gaze is looking into your own heart. And then the work here, because it's work, is in the consciously letting go. It's imagining your body as pebble being dropped in a clear lake and ascending slowly to the bottom. Until you feel yourself with every exhalation, releasing a little more deeply. Feeling your eyes receive and drop. Following your breath. This pathway into the body connects us to the outside, fills the container of you, and then this great release as the breath exhales. If as you're resting you start to feel the urge to move, then maybe you can just be with that and drop in. I'm going to guide you through a little bit. I'm feeling the eyes heavy, the tongue heavy. Just dropping your awareness to your heart space, in the back of your heart, your wing space. And following from the heart out each arm into your hands. And the 5 feathers of the wings of the raven. Just feeling into your hands and how you've placed them. And just breathing in and out with awareness to your hands. So the softening, the opening, and the receiving in the palms of your hands. Just really tuning in. And there is a chakra vortex in each palm. And feeling what's there. And that is your power, your potential. You know, we create with our hands. Once you start to feel the pulse of energy in your hands, then you can just be with that. Or if you wish to bring these onto your body somewhere, and that might be low, just based on the position you're in. And just receive that grounding, loving, compassionate, kind energy that is within you. So however you have your legs placed right now, if they're straight out or bent, and if you have the soles of the feet together, knees open, we're going to have 2 different breath patterns happening. However you have your legs, really tune in now to where the breath is moving. I'm going to have you change the position of your legs. So if they're in Baddha Konasana, maybe you stretch them out or not if you have a dog there. And if they're straight out, then you bring the soles of the feet together and you take your little blankets and you put them underneath your knees and your thighs. And you let the knees open. And we move into this, open, receptive place. And as you do that, then the breath changes and it's brought down low in the body. And if I bring you back to the very beginning of class when we created container in our hands, to think of your pelvic floor, the hips, the outer hips, the inner hips, the sacrum at the back, the pubic bone at the front. Everything connecting to create a bowl, your pelvic bowl. And to feel into the container of you. If your legs are stretched out straight, the breath is going to be more up in the chest. So you might focus on this area. So wherever you feel the breath here, then receive the breath as nourishment to expand the container of your being as you inhale, and to release whatever you need to release here as you exhale. And you can stay with that. I'm going to leave you here for a few minutes. I'm right here. I'm just going to let you have your experience, and you can stay with the breath or you can let it go. It's descending. Just noticing these places where you start to feel ready to move out, and then just really being here more deeply. Releasing yourself into comfort. Preparing to come out really slowly. My first wiggling your fingers and circling your wrists. And you can change the position of your legs if you need to. And you're just going to open your wings out to the sides. So your arms might even lift up off the floor. And depending on your space, you're just going to fly your wings up over your head and down by your sides a few times. Just feeling like into the spaciousness. You can be really slow. Just feel yourself embracing the space. And then just opening your arms wide, and you're going to fold them over so maybe the right arm's on top and the left arm is on the bottom. Just give yourself this hug. Let your arms drop as they wish. So it might be low and it might be over your head. Good. And then inhale and unfurl your wings. Feel them opening. And then as you exhale, bring them back with the left arm on top. Hug yourself here. Feel your breath. Good. And then as you inhale, unfurl. Bring your wings out to the sides, and then have you bend your knees, feet to the floor, and you're just going to roll to your side, whichever side. Remember, you're on a height if you have the bolster on the block. And just come into this fetal position for a breath or two, and then we'll press up, and we're just going to sit for a moment. So really take your time, move slow. Good. And just take a few moments here. You can stretch your legs out as you need. Actually, yeah. Good. Okay, we're going to keep this little arrangement you have, and you're going to turn to face it with your legs open on either side. And then you might, bring it in. I'm going to show this. So you can use this with blankets, but if you can't fold that far, you just kind of support your head. Just hold the blanket, and you can also use the bolster at its highest height. You're going to figure it out for yourself. Here's another way is to lay it on its long side and drop your head. You're going to come into this forward fold here. So you can also just more blankets and make it really nice. Good. And then whatever works, or then once you kind of set up, you're going to have to readjust again. Just come to sit for a moment and be here. Just keep all this beautiful softness you're invited in, and notice how you're feeling. Okay, and then you'll inhale, lengthen. I'm going to lift my arms in the air, but it's up to you. Just to get really long, and then exhale and bring yourself forward, so hands to the floor and then onto your prop, and you might have your head turned one way or the other. Know that the longer we stay here, the more the body's going to open. So whatever you create for yourself for support to begin, it might be really high. That's totally great, actually. I'll repeat this. There's one teacher who I heard this years ago. He said, for the stiffer bodies, if you have less way to go to get down, how lucky are you? Because you get to feel things a little quicker. And the pose becomes more potent. So make it supportive, something in your belly, use your hands. Just feel that you can really drop into where you are. Okay, so take the time, say like the first minute of the pose is about maybe readjusting. And then just really, once you're in it, allowing yourself, inviting yourself into the pose. Releasing your heart, your tension, your stress. And then as you begin to drop in, notice where the breath is moving to. Okay, so now I just want you to notice if your forehead is resting, is the skin of the forehead moving up? And can you invite it to move down as a way of inviting a deeper introspective release into the third eye? So you just kind of tuck your chin and allow the weight of the head to draw the skin of the forehead gently down. Just noticing any places where you're holding tension, using your exhalation to let that go. And if you feel that maybe the body is open and you can drop in a little more deeply, then you might come up a bit, re-lengthen, adjust your props, and come back in. And just kind of see. You might be surprised. A very different pose than where we last were, but same principles. You feel the inhalation fill and expand more of your back body with your breath. And the exhale is that dropping in, that surrender, descending. And if it's not comfortable for you, just being there. Notice any tension in your jaw, your eyes. And we move into our final few breaths here. So really be here. Now, if you feel that your body needs to be here a little longer, then take another 5 breaths. And as you feel ready to come out, it's all very slow. The eyes can stay closed. You just kind of walk yourself up. You might just lean back on your hands for a few moments or cross your legs and sit and just really be in your own presence. When I said at the very beginning, imagine whoever you need to be there. But the first thing I said was that your divine self. And feel here as you sit and you feel this effects of the pose, that you have reached a higher state of being, right? You are present to your experience. Okay. And so from here, we're going to come to twist. And so I'm going to put the bolster flat. And you can also pile your blankets here and make it really nice. You may also use your bolster. So this is how the pose goes, and I know pretty much all of you know this, or this might be new actually to some of you. So I sit with my right hip and I kind of adjust that. Or if you're using a lot of blankets, you're going to move yourself and not your bolster. And so you find that place where the hip is attached or right and connected. The hands go to either side, and the left hip is going to lift. I'm going to lengthen myself. So I get so long, I actually pull the floor back. Then I push the floor underneath my hands to the left. I turn my chest as much to get as much of my left side of my chest onto this bolster. Then the arms might go underneath. And you might turn your head right away. But if that doesn't feel good, taking a few breaths with the head the same direction as the knees, and just allowing the pose to unfold is good medicine. I'm just starting to feel your breath. I'm actually going to take you out in like a few more breaths, and we're going to come back in. Because when the body, you put it in something like this, it takes a few minutes to be like, a few breaths. And she can get cranky. So just to baby ourselves. So take one nice big breath in and out, and then just you can keep your eyes closed. Just lift your torso back up, re-extend, re-twist, adjust your props. Maybe they can move more over, and then come down. And this time as you come down, you might turn your head easily away from your knees. You see, just feel the twist. Okay, you can play with the arm position. Sometimes for me, it feels nice to have one arm out and one arm in. You just kind of see what it is. And then in this twist, we're opening the breath. You can stay exactly as you are. I should have said take a blanket too if you need it to cover yourself. I don't know what the temperature is in your space. But if you need that, invite that in. And if you want to split the legs, then the right leg that's on the bottom can extend out, just out to the side in front of you. And the left, wait, hold on, am I right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then the left leg is the top leg, and it will just scooch behind you. So it's almost like you're just splitting your legs. And you can play with that with any variation. If that doesn't feel good, bring them back together. And then as we stay here, if you feel I can go deeper, and then just lift yourself up, return again, and come back. And then be with your breath here, my friends. Breathe into the sides of your heart. Just feeling the left side taking more air, expanding like the wings, an open wing, an open palm. Extended fingers feel like your breath is just illuminating that. With ease and compassionate grace. Be with the flow of your breath. Love it, feel it, honor it. Pete, don't you dare. And okay, and then we're just going to turn. If you turned your head away from your knees, just bring it back now. And we give the neck a few moments to come back. And play with your arms, you know, if it feels good to take them out. Good. Okay, and then you're here for like maybe 3 more breaths, 5 more breaths, whatever you feel you need. And then you'll gently, just going to press yourself up to sitting. You're naturally going to turn away from your bolster and just sit cross-legged. It just happens, like a little dance. And then just be there. If you need to sit on your blankets or your bolster, do that. Let's have the palms open if we can. You don't have to stretch your fingers or do anything more than just do that. And just feel your body unwinding. And stay here and just drop your head over to the left side. Same as you. Good. And take your right hand and just reach it out to the side and down towards the floor. And just allow that stretch to happen. And maybe take your right hand up to rest on the left side of your, or on the left side of your head. And just feel in. If you don't feel anything, maybe you gently shake your head. No, but if I say shake, but it's like so slow, just looking for something. Let your jaw go. And then we'll release the left hand back to the floor. And don't lift your head up. Drop your chin down to your chest and then roll it over to the second side. And then once you're there, you extend the left arm off the floor, maybe out, just feel. And then you can take the right hand up and just gently find a stretch. And little micro movements. If you don't feel anything, you look for them. Where can I find these places of most discomfort? You know, we all know trials and tribulations, you know, life, places in your life where you've been most discomfort and where you've grown and transformed and become the best version of yourself. It's always hard to see when we're in it. And just release that hand, both hands to the floor, drop your chin to your chest, and then you're not going to lift your head up, you're going to lift your heart up. And as you lift your heart, the head will come up. Okay, and then second side. So turn your body, put your left hip next to that bolster or blanket or whatever you have. Is all beautiful and good. And then hands on either side, and there's a lengthening. And then you push the floor away, you turn. As I turn, I know I can move my bolster over. So I'm just gonna access that and then come down. Okay, again, we're here just for like 5 breaths. So however you wanna do that is fine with me. Just drop in as quick as you can so that when we come up, we have space. Release your breath. Okay. And then one more breath in and out. And then you're just going to bring yourself up and just come back in. You're going to turn and get more of that right side of my chest down onto this bolster. And then your head might turn, your hands might go underneath or out to the sides or whatever feels nice. And really following the path of your breath. And these are potent, magical poses. If you want to split your legs, the bottom leg will just shoot out right, like out to the side, and the back leg can hop behind you. And following your breath. You notice any tension in your shoulders and maybe just moving your arms, your wings out, and release that. Just following the breath as it expands through the right side of your back of your lungs, your wings, that which carries you, your heart space, your love space. Just noticing any tension that you're holding in this, that maybe you can release it, maybe not. Maybe just smiling a little bit might do it. And dropping into your final few breaths here. And if you've turned your head away from your knees, just bring it back now. Release yourself, descend yourself into the supports, into your body, into the earth. And then as you're ready, you'll just press yourself up. And again, I'm just going to turn and sit, however you're facing, it's fine. Okay. And then just pausing here, I'm going to change the cross of my legs. So I invite you to do that. And then just be with your breath. Okay, so we're going to sit for a few moments. We're going to do some alternate nostril breathing. I'm going to change the position of my legs just for hip work. So I'm going to take the left on top of the right and just drop it down. If this doesn't work for you, it's all fine. You be as you are. And if you sit on something, this is sometimes a little easier. So whatever it is, I'm not looking for anything fancy. I'm just taking the opportunity to change the way I'm sitting. Okay, so from here now, you're going to take your right hand, and the thumb rests at the right nostril, and the ring finger and the pinky rest at the left. And then the middle finger, the index finger can rest on your third eye, or you can tuck them in. So then you close your eyes, you keep the nostrils open. Just let the hands rest there, be with your breath. So just the way we do this, we're going to seal the right nostril. You're going to inhale through the left, and then we switch. So we switch with every exhalation. So just as you're ready, you can inhale, and then you're going to seal one nostril, open the other, and exhale. And then you inhale through that same nostril, and you switch as you exhale. And just continue on. If the sitting is too much to be here, then let it go. Just allow the sounds of your breath, one nostril less open than the other, all of that. Just be here as best as you can, even if it's uncomfortable. We're inviting in balance into our brain through the left side and the right side. And we're going to do a few more rounds, so stay with it. There's magic when we're done, so stay with it. Keep switching as you exhale. Okay, and we're just gonna do 1 or 2 more rounds. And we're all gonna end exhaling through the right. As you finish that, you can release your hands. I'm gonna change to the opposite cross of my legs. And then just be here. So hands to the floor or resting in your lap. Whatever you need, cup your hands as we did at the beginning, but feel what's happened in this state of calm. Okay, take 1 more breath in this place. And then we're going to bring the hands together and rest the thumbs on the third eye. So right at the center of your forehead. You can bow down a little bit, change the position of how you're sitting if it's not working. Draw the skin of the forehead down, open your mouth. Okay, use your tongue, the roof of your mouth, and breathe in and out through your nose. So the tongue is like just resting with the hard palate behind the front teeth. Bring your inner gaze to your third eye. Focus all your attention here. Jaw is soft. And then from here, just bow down. Let your hands come down. Maybe they rest on your legs or you're in your lap. And then you'll gently lift yourself up. And you can release your hands to the floor. You can open your eyes a little bit. And from here, we move into our Shavasana. So you can feel the heaviness in your eyes. That's yours, okay? That's your gift. You can do this anytime. So then come and lie down in your Shavasana. And if you want to take that first pose we did for your Shavasana, that's fine. Okay, you can also turn your bolster and support the knees and the calf. And you can also put something else underneath your heels. Cover yourself nice, a little support for your head. Make it really sweet. Okay, as you come down, if you need support under your hips, you know, whatever you need, yes, make it sweet. I'm saying yes, I'm watching Heart here set up his Shavasana space. And yes, grab a blanket. Cover your feet and your head, your eyes. So you really are dropping into your own sacred space. You know, it's different than taking the covers and crawling into bed. It's very different because you have to create your bed. So there's effort there. That's when the pose begins. Yes. Okay, as you drop in, if you need a little extra grounding, you know, feel free to rub your hands and place them on your body or over your eyes. It's a great offering. Makes it sacred, special, which you are. You are deeply unique. The work you do is important. It's not paid work, you know, it could be. You are important. You matter. And when you take this time to be with yourself, to drop in, to check in, it's important. And so allow yourself to descend down, to feel the layers as you release down every exhale. There is always room for more. Always room for more. And don't let it be so serious. You need to smile, do that. Even if you're not feeling joyous, you smile, it softens the body. your mind is wandering, just gently guide it back. The flow of your breath into releasing yourself. It's releasing your third eye and your eyes, your jaw, your shoulders, your wings, your heart space. It's feeling the solar plexus area where your ribs join and the diaphragm lives. Let that soften and spread out. Feel your water center in your pelvic bowl. The pelvic bowl, the earth center, holding the water. Feel it tranquil and open. Sometimes that pelvic bowl becomes a cauldron with the fire. But here, let it be a bowl. Just gently holding, containing you in a safe and loving way. Just feeling yourself spread out. As if you could fill all parts of your being with yourself. Knowing that you can stay in this Shavasana, this restful place, for as long as you like. You might even just take a little nap here, and that's totally great too. So, if you feel ready to invite movement in, then you can go ahead and do that in a really loving way. We're not rushing. Spending a few moments in the fetal position once you get there. And then we'll just all meet and seated whenever you get here or don't get here. That's fine too. And I'm just going to come back to that basin mudra. So once you get here, just taking that open container. Every experience has something to offer you. What is being offered to you right now at this moment? You might even be able to call it and name it. And the word that's coming to my mind is just opportunity. This opportunity to dive in, to check in. It's a work in. And from here with this basin you're holding, we're just going to lift it up and drop whatever you have over your head. You might let your hands just kind of slide over in front of your face or out to the sides. And just find a way to bring your hands back together into your heart. Like you are just inviting in and receiving what is being offered to you right now, right here at this moment. And then bow your chin down to all that is. And to say, you know, what's being offered to you, but you have offered this to yourself. And that needs to be acknowledged. You know, there's effort, there's time, there's space to create, to do this. So in a way, it's almost more work than going to the studio. So really acknowledge and thank yourself. Thank me. I thank myself for this practice, for this gift of time. And from there, my friends, as you inhale, lengthen tall. And exhale, and we'll join together in our May We Be Blessed mantra. Imagine your voices with us. Inhale. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy. And just bow your chin, offer that to yourself, and send it out to your loved ones, to those we don't know out there and that need our love and our support. We send it out, and we'll seal that with one Om together. And lengthen tall, inhale. Bow your chin, Om Shanti, Om Peace, Om Namaste. Take your index fingertips, touch your third eye, and then bring your thumbs down, touch your heart. Keep your thumbs at your heart, take your middle fingertips up to your lips, give them a little kiss. Mwah. Your creative force, and lift your chin and open your eyes. Namaste, my friends. From my heart to yours, namaste. Yes, I'm going to take all of that. I'm getting ready here. Yes, take it in, right? Yes, my baby. Thank you. Yes. Mwah. Yay, thank you guys. And I'm here again tomorrow at 10 o'clock. If it works and you come in. Yay, was that great? Oh, Linda, nice. Thank you. Good. And Sue, I hope that hit home. And Sharon and Marta, you guys who I think about, Sharon and Ian, thank you guys. Claudette, I see you. Thank you. Lindsay. Thank you. Yes. Okay, we'll see you guys later. Yes, thank you, Linda. Have a great